For sure, I know this is an important reading because we've been struggling for an hour and a half with technical difficulties and going back and forth. And we're going to continue, though, because we don't give up. All right? So where you should have seen the last chapter, the last video end, was when our recording went out on the last chapter on page 223. Okay, so I'm going to go again from there because I'm assuming you're just watching one video to the next and you haven't been through the hell we've been through just now. Expedient means is the point on chapter 223, the last chapter. Chapter, and remember this word, chapter indicates teachings that are alike in doctrinal content. Girui, the word gi, content, here indicates the 3,000 realms. Rui, categories or likeness, indicates the mutual possession of the 10 worlds, and do indicates a single moment of life. Therefore, the word chapter here indicates the principle of 3,000 realms in a single moment of life. This truth of 3,000 realms in a single moment of life represents the point upon which the three groups of Buddhas, Shakyamuni, many treasures, and the Buddhas of the 10 directions that are emanations of Shakyamuni, are all in agreement. And he's qualifying here. What is this chapter indicating? This grouping of like-mindedness. It's the three groups of Buddhas, Shakyamuni, many treasures, which are the Buddhas in our own mind, and the emanations of Shakyamuni, which we'll discuss later, that are the Buddhas of the 10 directions that are emanations of Shakyamuni on page 224, that are all in agreement. Hence, each chapter of the sutra has this word chapter in its title. The moment one has the single mind, a single moment of faith in Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, one becomes endowed with the 3,000 realms, and thus one has heard the message of this chapter. And the message of this chapter, which is the expedient means chapter, is the true aspect of all phenomena. That's what's being clarified here, and Nichiren has qualified it later to be simply, that is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, but not for the latter day. The latter day is the only time Nam-myoho Renge-kyo can be revealed. So in the Lotus Sutra, in the theoretical teaching, it's referred to as the true aspect of all phenomena. In the middle day of the law later, we're going to get it's referred to as the truth of the middle way. It's all the same truth, three different manners in which to perceive it, three different names, three different karmic relationships to it. All right? The moment one has a single mind, a single moment of faith in Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, that's the connector. That's what underlies the truth of the middle way and the true aspect of all phenomena. One becomes endowed with the 3,000 realms. You have the potential of Buddhahood already now manifest in your life because you've activated it. And thus one has heard the message of this chapter, that the process is one of activating something that's already inherently you. Okay? So going on to page 224, down a little bit, point 3, third chapter, simile and parable. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says, in this chapter, the carts drawn by big white oxen are used to illustrate that ignorance or illusions are in themselves the Dharma nature or enlightenment to the essential nature of phenomena, from Great Concentration and Insight, Volume 5. The principle that enlightenment and darkness are a single entity. There's the diluted aspect and the enlightened aspect, but they're not separate. They're the same thing. That's why they're able to transform. You're able to transform this darkness into enlightenment. That is because these carts come bearing the one vehicle of the endowment of the 3,000 realms, which is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, the essence of the sutra, the essence of all teachings. Enlightenment and darkness are seen to constitute a single entity. Enlightenment and darkness are not separate. They're either the diluted aspect or the enlightened aspect. And this principle of the endowment of the 3,000 realms is made manifest because by virtue of them both being the same, you can be in any of the 10 worlds, and all the 10 worlds contain Buddhahood, and altogether you can get to the realm of your enlightenment. Of the realm you're in is the three realms of the realm of the person, the persons, and the environment. The environment will always reflect your life condition, regardless of which world you're in. So the term one vehicle indicates that although this principle applies to everything in the entire Dharma realm, it is a single law, because everything in essence in its most essential state is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, the original state of life. This one vehicle is the one vehicle endowed with all the vehicles or doctrines. Why? Because it's the source of origin of all the vehicles and doctrines. It is the one law endowed with all phenomena. Therefore, it is the one white ox to each cart. Again, although there is only one white ox to each cart, there's only one aspect of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo to each of us. There are countless number of white oxen because there are countless number of living beings, all containing that same original state of life. Because the true nature of every living being is this cart drawn by the big white horse, big white ox. Okay, our lives are the cart, and the white ox is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. Hence, we may say that these big white ox carts of the wonderful law are the vehicles for all the living beings of the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms that are entities of the wonderful law. Because we use our lives as the very vehicle by which we manifest this original state of Buddhahood and bring forth our eternally endowed three bodies. Because they are the big white ox carts of Renge, the simultaneity of cause and effect, the lotus, all the living beings of the 10 worlds and 3,000 realms are lotuses, and hence all are clean and pure. The reality of the law, Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, is just such a thing as this. So in other words, the persons of hell, hungry spirits, or animals, or the six lower paths are all capable of attaining Buddhahood in their present form. Their six sense organs are purified by virtue of the reality that Nam-myoho Renge-kyo is the essence of their life. But they have to manifest it through faith and practice, and that comes from chanting Nam-myoho Renge-kyo to the Gohonzon in the latter day, the fifth 500-year period and beyond. Going on page 225 to belief and understanding, the fourth chapter of the Lotus Sutra. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says, this belief and understanding is not limited to the belief and understanding of the four great voice hearers disciples of intermediate capacity, which are expressed in the theoretical first half of the Lotus Sutra. It is the belief and understanding of the wonderful law, which even in that theoretical aspect is not being expounded, but it exists in the lives of those individuals that are embracing the teachings of the theoretical teaching. But it won't become manifest until they go on their way to finally accomplish becoming manifest in the fifth 500-year period with Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, the understanding of that. And therefore, it is the belief and understanding of all the 10 worlds and 3,000 realms. Now, they've all understood from the Expedient Means chapter. Shariputra has understood, and now subsequently these great voice hearers, which are also from the voice hearers, the voice hearer of superior capacity is Shariputra. It's represented by Shariputra alone. Intermediate capacity is represented by these four voice hearers that hear of the parable of the carts and the white ox and the burning house, and realize and understand the true aspect of all phenomena that Shariputra has already understood from the Expedient Means chapter. Here in the fourth chapter, the belief and understanding, they express this true understanding. And what the Vaishnava is saying is that even though it's not the understanding on the surface that is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, it is the equivalent of that for the former age of the former day of the law, and the time period in which they're expressing their lives in this teaching. It is the belief and understanding of the wonderful law. It's as close as it's the same thing as Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. It will be in great concentration and insight. It'll be the truth of the middle way. A different age, different capacity, different karmic understanding and connection, but it all boils down to Nam-myoho Renge Kyo as the essence from beginningless time. So it includes this theoretical teaching is the point. And therefore, it is the belief and understanding of all the 10 worlds and 1,000 realms. That's 3,000 realms in a single moment of life. That's Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. It is the belief and understanding of Renge, the lotus, and therefore it is the belief and understanding of all the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms that is clean and pure. Their purification of their 6 sense organs happens in exactly the way it does for us in the latter day of the law by chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. Here is by ascertaining and revealing in their own lives the true aspect of all phenomena, and later on in 10 times time it will be perceiving the Makashikan and the truth of the middle way, the threefold truth of the middle way. The entity or object of this belief and understanding, as I've just expressed it, from a theoretical context, is still Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. It says the entity or object of this belief and understanding is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, even though it's being expressed as something other than Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. All chapters are Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. That's the point of what I'm reading right now. The parable of the medicinal herbs, 5th chapter, still on page 225 in the middle. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says, the poisonous herbs of the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms are the medicinal herbs of the wonderful law. Even though in their defiled state they are poisonous herbs, in their essential nature they are the medicinal herbs of the wonderful law. Because these are also the medicinal herbs of Renge, the simultaneity of cause and effect, or the lotus, they have always been clean and pure because they've always possessed that capacity for transformation from their diluted state to their enlightened state. And being clean and pure, they are the Buddha. This teaching preached by the Buddha is Nam-myoho Renge Kyo, even though it's not being expressed exactly as that. That is what it is in its essential nature. For this reason, in this chapter, the word shu, seed or species in the passage, because only the thus come one understands the species, the form, the substance, the nature of these living beings, embodies 2 revelations, those of shu, rui shu, or seeds of similar species, and so tai shu, or seeds of their opposites. The term seeds of their opposite means that the 3 poisons of greed, anger, and foolishness are none other than the 3 virtues of Dharma, body, wisdom, and emancipation. In terms of shu rui shu, or seeds of similar species, the first shu or seeds refers to the 10 worlds and the 1,000 factors, living beings, and the rui or simile refers to the mutual possession of the 10 worlds. And the second shu refers to Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. This is the makeup of the term shu rui shu. The various plants and trees of the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms, the environment, the insentient aspects of the phenomenal world, of the 10 worlds and the 1,000 factors are of many kinds, okay? This is the makeup of the word shu rui shu. The various plants and trees which are part of the makeup of the environment, which make up the 3,000 realms, okay? And trees, okay. This is the makeup of the term shu rui shu. The various plants and trees, the realm of the environment, of the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms are of many individual kinds. Look around you. You can see in the realm of the environment many different formations of the same thing, Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. But in the end, they are all simply this one seed of species or species of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo. That's the point he's been making and I've been trying to make. The poison of the poisonous herbs ceases to exist. These plants and trees are clean and pure, and hence they are called medicinal herbs. Chapter 6, Bestowal of Prophecy. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says the words spoken by each individual entity of the 10 worlds are a bestowal of the prophecy of Myoho Rengekyo, and therefore these bestowals of prophecy are clean and pure. Myoho Rengekyo, the mystic law of the simultaneity of cause and effect teaching. They are all clean and pure, and because they are clean and pure bestowals of prophecy, all the beings of the 10 worlds and the Buddhas endowed with the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms are the Buddhas endowed with the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms. Thus it is the Buddha that makes Nam-myoho Renge-kyo his bestowal of prophecy. You attain Buddhahood in your present form. Your six sense organs are clean and pure. The parable of the phantom city, chapter 7. Because this is the phantom city of the wonderful law, the phantom city of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, it represents the fact that the 10 worlds are all at the same time impermanent. Okay, none of the worlds last more than a single lifetime. You enter the realm of the temporary gathering of the 5 components, and you depart. And when you depart, the temporary gatherings, the 5 components dissipate. Because it is the phantom city of Renge, the lotus, simultaneity of cause and effect, it represents the fact that the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms open up and fall like blossoms from the beginning of life to what seems to be the end of life. But you've emerged from non-substantiality because you already existed, and you enter what seems to be extinction, but you just go back into non-substantiality. But both impermanence, okay, which is non-substantiality, or pardon me, the temporary existence, both impermanence and the quality of being eternal and immutable characterize the complete reality of Myoho Renge-kyo. The complete reality is non-substantiality and temporary existence, which is how Tentai came up with the truth of the middle way. It's a little bit of both. It's sometimes one, it's sometimes the other, but it's always the same. But both impermanence and the quality of being eternal and immutable characterize the complete reality of Myoho Renge-kyo. The phantom city and the place where the treasure is, chapter 7, represent the fact that birth and death are inherent in life. Everything goes through that. Even the planets, everything in the entire universe goes through a process of birth and decline and re-emerging into the state of non-substantiality, only to become inherently manifest again. All right, represent the fact that birth and death are inherent in life itself. Life itself always contains this. The entity of which birth and death are an innate part is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. Again, each chapter is representing Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. Thus, a commentary, Great Concentration and Insight, Volume 5, that's Tentai now, we're talking about a middle day of the law teaching, says, arising is the arising of the Dharma nature from non-substantiality, and extinction is the extinction of that nature. But it's not arising or extinction. In reality, it's becoming manifest as a temporary existence in a temporary state. All right, that's that. Going on to point 8, a prophecy of enlightenment for 500 disciples from page 227. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says, this is all temporary existence. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says it's all Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. Says, in this chapter it is clearly stated that the 500 disciples are given a prophecy that they will attain Buddhahood, because Nam-myoho Renge-kyo is already present as the essence of their lives. Since these 500 are disciples of the wonderful law, the true aspect of all phenomena, however, it means that all living beings of the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms are included among these 500 disciples. And since they are disciples of Renge, the lotus, the simultaneity of cause and effect, it likewise means that they are clean and pure. Everything is in its non-defiled state, in truth, in its essential state, is clean and pure. In effect, it is stating that among all the beings of the 10 worlds and 3,000 realms, there are none who are not disciples of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, because all of them have as their original state of existence, their eternally endowed three bodies, their aspect of Kuan, beginningless time. That's all Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. They all emanate from Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. This is the prophecy of enlightenment given by this sutra. That prophecy is because they inherently already possess the seed of Buddhahood. Prophecies conferred on learners and adepts, chapter 9 of the Lotus Sutra. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says, in this chapter, the various sages, both learners and adepts who have nothing more to learn, come forward and are given prophecies that they will attain Buddhahood. Since they are learners and adepts who have already received the wonderful law because it's their original state, they are learners and adepts embodying the mutual possession of the 10 worlds and endowed with the 3,000 realms. And because they are learners and adepts of the wonderful law, they understand that in the 10 worlds that are beyond comprehension, earthly desires have not yet come to an end. And since they are learners and adepts of Renge, the lotus, they understand that the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms are clean and pure and open up and fall like blossoms. Each lifetime opens up and falls like a blossom. You return into non-substantiality. You are never separated from the truth of the middle way and Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. Who then are these learners and adepts? The learners are Ho of the law, and the adepts are Myo, or wonderful. I say again, who then are these learners and adepts? Learners are Ho, or the law, and the adepts are Myo, or wonderful. This is Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. All right, that was all for chapter 9 of the Lotus Sutra. Chapter 10, now we're getting into the good stuff, the teacher of the law. The record of the orally transmitted, on page 228, the record of the orally transmitted teaching says, this teacher of the law is a teacher of the wonderful law, and therefore all the beings of the 10 worlds are teachers of the law who accept and uphold a single phrase or verse of the wonderful law, Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. He is a teacher of the law of Renge, the lotus, and therefore all the beings of the 10 worlds and the 3,000 realms are teachers of the law, who are clean and pure. So when I say I'm a teacher of the law, I'm not making it up. It's right here in the text of the orally transmitted teachings. The physical forms of the living beings of the 10 worlds are the persons who uphold the law, which is what I do. I am a 6-stage Buddha. And the nature of the minds of the 10 worlds is the law that is upheld. Consequently, both bodies and minds act together as teachers of the law. Without my body or mind, there is no Buddha. What I express to you, I express through my mind, my mouth, and my body. Okay, it's all Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. Manifesting themselves and practicing for one's own sake and in converting others. That's exactly what I'm doing right now, or endeavoring to do. This is because they are teachers of the law of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo, and so are all of you. That's why I hope you listen to all this, you learn from it, and then you convey it to other people meaningfully and in it from its depths, and not on the superficial level that you might otherwise. Emerging from the emergence of the treasure tower, chapter 11. This is Risoku and Kukyo Soku, the only place it's mentioned in all the teachings beyond these explications at the end. The record of the orally transmitted teaching says this treasure tower came forth and appeared from a world called Treasure Purity. That's a Buddha land. As for the Buddha of this treasure purity world, we may, for the moment, set aside the meaning he has in terms of the sutra teaching itself. But when viewed in terms of the meditation conducive to the achievement of the way, which is the Makishikan, we're now in the middle day of the law kind of teaching, the treasure purity world represents the womb of the mother. Okay, because that's where all beings emerge from. They emerge from the womb of their mother. They emerge from non-substantiality into the phenomenal realm through the birth canal of their mothers. Thus, the fathers and mothers are the carpenters, as it were, who construct the treasure towers. And the treasure towers are the 5 bodily sections, the 5 components, and the 5 elements that make up ourselves: earth, wind, fire, water, and something else. Therefore, the wombs in which these bodies are formed are called the treasure purity worlds. And the process of emerging from these wombs is called coming forth and appearing, because you are actually coming forth and appearing from the state of non-substantiality. You are not a new life that has been formed for the first time. You are a life that has been eternal from the very beginning, and you are eternally endowed with the 3 bodies that are from that very beginning, and that beginning is eternal. That means it has no beginning. It's why we call it Kuan Ganjo, the beginningless time. Since such coming forth and appearing of living beings as a whole takes place when they emerge from the element of earth. They emerge from the element of earth, which is where our parents live, right? Therefore, the sutra speaks of the treasure tower as rising up out of the earth. The treasure tower, the treasure purity world, is a world of the wonderful law. It's a Buddha land. And therefore, the wombs of the living beings of the 10 worlds are all these treasure purity worlds, because they all have as their essence Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. And the treasure purity world is the word Renge, the lotus, the simultaneity of cause and effect. And therefore, the wombs of the beings of the 10 worlds are all worlds that are clean and pure and free of defilement. They do not have to go through some process, as is explained in the theoretical teaching of the Lotus Sutra, to purify their 6 sense organs so that they can become Buddhas. They are born in a state where they can become Buddhas, because they are all essentially Nam-myoho Renge-kyo in their essence, and they're already Renge. They're already clean and pure. Because their earth is that of the wonderful law. Their earth is the wonderful law of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. It pervades all the 10 worlds, and they all are clean and pure, even hell, hunger, animality. And because it is the earth of Renge, the lotus, it is clean and pure earth. Because our bodies come forth from the treasure purity worlds of the wonderful law, which are our mothers and fathers, that come through the birth canal of our mothers, and she only was able to give birth because of the combination of mother and father. They are treasure towers that are clean and pure. So you mustn't think of this as like, semen and the red, or the birth canal itself, the reproductive organ of the female. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the truth of the middle way, the truth of the reality of why we appear and where we come from and where we're headed at the end of our lives. And because this is coming forth, because this is the coming forth of Myoho Renge-kyo, the mystic law of the simultaneity of cause and effect, the teaching, the wonderful law of the lotus, the birth canals from which the beings of the 10 worlds are born, have always been these treasure towers that are clean and pure. These are the stupas of the Dharma realm, and hence all the beings of the Dharma realm of the 10 worlds are such stupas. The 2 Buddhas seated in the treasure tower are the Buddhas of the wonderful law, the Buddhas of your mind, Shakyamuni and many treasures, and hence represent the fact that all within the 10 worlds and 3,000 realms are Buddhas who possess the 2 principles of reality and wisdom. Don't forget, Shakyamuni and many treasures represent that reality of the 2 principles of reality, wisdom. Their fusion is Kyochi Myogo. Since the 2 Buddhas are seated side by side on the single seat of the wonderful law, this symbolizes the fact that the nature of the minds of all living beings in the 3,000 realms has a seat for these 2 venerable Buddhas in their minds. The Daishonin has already clarified that in this teaching. The fact that these 2 Buddhas are Myoho Renge-kyo occupy a single seat is representative of their wondrous nature, of their cleanliness and purity, and also of that simultaneity of cause and effect that is Renge. Because Ken, to emerge or to be seen, of the Japanese character Kinhoto or Kinboto, is that of Myoho Rengekyo, the living beings of the 10 worlds, the various different species of the 3,000 realms, all see the stupas in their own bodily forms. We see ourselves as the treasure tower. Although the 10 worlds differ from one another, all of us look alike. When one looks at one's own body, one can see that that body is a stupa endowed with the 3,000 realms. I perceive my body to be that of the Buddha, and I perceive the Dharma realm that exists within me. And when one looks at one's mind through the samadhis of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo in front of the Gohonzon and contemplatively, from a contemplative manner, seek the state of Buddhahood in my present form, seek to be able to emerge and fulfill my vow in this lifetime. And when one looks at one's body, one can see that it is a Buddha endowed with the 3,000 realms. I see myself as such. And as to the emanation bodies mentioned in this chapter, the term means a body that emanates from the father and the mother. Okay, so the Shakyamunis they're not separate from Shakyamuni. They are not separate from Shakyamuni. While one is in the state of delusion, it is a body that undergoes rebirth in various different realms. But when one gains enlightenment, it is a body that enjoys the fruit of attainment, the fruit of Buddhahood in their present form. To understand how such emanation bodies that enjoy the fruit of attainment can come about, one should understand that they originate in the realm of hell or any of the other realms that make up the 10 worlds. Thus, we can see that these treasure towers are nothing other than the 5 characters of Myoho Renge-kyo. If we examine the nature of Myoho Renge-kyo, we see that the treasure towers are none other than all living beings, and that all living beings are none other than the complete entities of Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. And that will pause and continue with the 12th chapter, Devadatta, the next time we see you. Thank you.